All right, I need y'all to lock in real quick, because if you're about to build your first PC, I'm going to save you from some serious frustrations. These are the exact mistakes I made on my first PC build, and I promise you, they were not little ones. I'm talking about blowing up components, performance bottlenecks, overheating, and straight up rookie moves I should have never made. But that's how you learn, right? So let's break down each regret I had, what went wrong, and what you can do to avoid these same L's. Let's get straight into the video, guys. Let's go, Taqzn Tech crew. Let's start with what might be the dumbest decision I made. Buying a $30 no-name 650 watt power supply. It didn't even say it was 80 plus certified, but that didn't mean much, especially since the brand went out of business shortly after I bought it. No brand, no warranty, no real reputation behind it. I just wanted to light up my RGB case that I had, so I plugged it up to a power supply to test the lights. It worked once, twice, but the third time, just straight smoke. It literally started smoking and fried my 500 gigabyte hard drive in the process. One component took out another. That mattered a lot to me. That moment taught me, when it comes to power, don't risk it. Brands like Corsair, Seasonic, and EVGA, yeah, they cost more, but they protect my whole system in the process. Have you ever had a power supply fail on you? What happened? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now that we've covered the core power mistake, let's talk about something that looks harmless but can take your performance. RAM. So here's where I straight up embarrassed myself. I ordered RAM thinking it was 2x8. You know, the classic 16 gigabyte combo. When I got the RAM, I looked on the sticks and it was two 4 gig sticks. I was so upset. Why did that happen? Because I didn't fully read the listing. I was shopping on price and speed only, and that hurt. Lesson learned. Always double check RAM specs, especially capacity per stick. And don't forget to make sure it's compatible with your motherboard. But my real mistake wasn't just paying attention. So let's make sure we do that. Have you ever accidentally ordered the wrong RAM or the wrong specs for your computer? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, moving from memory to storage, because space runs out faster than you think. Here's another budget trap. I bought a 256 gigabyte NVMe SSD for my OS and main apps. It worked until I downloaded Windows updates, Fortnite, and a couple drivers. In one clip, I blinked, boom, 10 gigabytes left. My system slowed down. I had to delete stuff constantly. Storage affects your performance, especially when your OS drive is 90% full. Your system starts choking. My advice, if you're on a budget, 212 gigabytes is the minimum if you want to relax and not to worry about deleting games every week. Go 1 terabyte for your primary drive and maybe get a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte hard drive for your backup drive. How long did your first SSD last you before you ran out of storage? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now that we've dealt with power, memory, storage, let's talk about the heart of every PC, the look of the case. And this one, it cost me my temps. The Ray Max Galaxy, an infinity mirror case. It was beautiful to look at, but absolutely garbage for airflow. It had a mirror front panel with RGB strips inside, making an infinity mirror. But it only had one fan thing, and it was an 80mm fan. That's it. No front intake, no mesh, just a heating circulation inside a fancy case. It was like a fancy little oven. I had to remove the front panel and jerry rig the front fan so I can get a regular case fan in there so it can get regular airflow that way. At the time, I had a Ryzen 5 3600X, it was cooking under load, and I overclocked both that and my 66 Super a little bit just to get some good FPS and to get some good FPS. But always check your case to have good airflow, not just looks. That mesh front, top, the top exhaust, and many places for multiple fans is a must, and it really matters to keep your system cool. Luckily, my system didn't die out on me, and I never had any problems. But you should always get adequate cooling for your build. That brings us to another sneaky issue. One you don't notice until it hop in your Discord call or it's time to talk to your friends in game chat. Alright, so let's talk about something I didn't think about at all. Accessories. You know, those small things that don't get listed on PC Part Picker. Yeah, I built this whole PC, turned it on, and installed Discord, and then boom, no mic input. I had a headset for my console days, but I needed one of those combo jacks with the mic and audio in one cable. But usually desktop motherboards split the two into two ports, one sound and one for mic. So I had to wait and order a splitter, and I hoped it worked. The delay was a little bit annoying, but this goes beyond splitters. Think Wi-Fi cards, Bluetooth adapters, SATA cables. If you're adding extra drives, nobody tells you this stuff when you're planning your parts list. Have a checklist for non-important parts, if you say. That might not be sexy, quote unquote, but when you're stuck without sound or internet, you'll wish you had them ready. What small accessories that caught you off guard when building your first PC, or that you didn't know you should get when getting a PC? Let me know in the comment section below. And speaking of being caught off guard, let's talk about how I built a whole gaming PC and forgot Wi-Fi completely. Alright, this one hits hard because it made me feel like a total beginner. I got everything set up, booted into Windows, feeling like a genius, until I realized I had no internet. My motherboard didn't have Wi-Fi built in, and I didn't think about buying an adapter. So I had to use my mobile hotspot for a couple of days. I wasn't lagging though, I was getting good internet, but at the same time, I'm not using Ethernet. So I wasn't getting, I was getting alright internet. So listen, always check if your motherboard has Wi-Fi support. If it doesn't, budget for either a USB adapter or get a PCIe Wi-Fi card. If you know you're going wired, have your Ethernet cable and a wall jack ready. This is especially important if you game online or on Steam. Don't sleep on network setups at all. Have you ever forgotten your PC needed Wi-Fi? If you did, how did you go about fixing that problem? Let me know down in the comment section below. If there's one thing I want you all to take from this, it's that building a PC isn't just about snapping parts together. It's about planning, thinking long term, and giving yourself room to breathe. I went through smoke, regret, slowdowns, overheating, isolations from online matches just because I didn't know what I didn't know. But now you know. Spend that extra $20 on a reputable power supply brand. Double check your RAM capacity and don't get tiny on your storage. Think airflow when choosing your cases, and don't skip out on the boring parts like splitters or Wi-Fi adapters if you don't have it. It all add up. If you're still planning your build, ask questions down in the comment section below or check the community post on this channel. I built this channel to help people just like you, the ones who didn't have the guide when they started. And if you already built your PC, let me know what your biggest regret was. Let's keep it honest so we can all learn. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next video, guys. Peace out, Taqzn crew.